29th day of June, but that doesn't matter because a move is a move. And when you read a chart, you're supposed to get better at reading real time, which is generally everybody's weakness. And even when it's not a weakness, you never stop working on real time reads. If you're a Major League Baseball player, you constantly work on your swing, you work on your game, right? So, what is it that you work on if you trade? It's got to be your ability to read a chart in real time. So, if you take a look and you break down and think, well, you know what? If it's ready, aim, fire, step one, step two, step three, and that aim, that step two is location. Doesn't mean I want to buy it there, but if I'm going to buy it, that's where I'd like to buy it, is from a particular location. In trading, we call it support and resistance, meaning support to get long, resistance maybe to get short. But unless you've been under a rock, you can't just lay bids at a great support level or offers at a great resistance level and think that, well, I'll put a buy limit there at this great price. I'll get filled and I'll get that location and make money on that particular line. It's not going to work that way. You're going to have to qualify every location you open up a position. What's step one, by the way? Well, it's bullish or bearish, right? And by the way, you don't have to be bullish or bearish. You don't always have to have an opinion. But if you are, that's step one. So there's different inputs that go in to make you bullish. There's different inputs that give you a line of support. And there's different inputs that allow you to qualify that support. Now, take a look at this red line here, which is this red line over here. This is just over here a magnifying glass of this chart over there, correct? Now, if I fast forward this, take a look at how beautifully it's a V shape off of support. It goes down, boom, right in here. But what's going to get you to get long here? Because if you lay a bid, you're probably going to miss it. Like I said, that's never going to be a long-term strategy. What could get you to qualify this area? And if we look in the upper right-hand chart, you see, let me back it up, under the magnifying glass, a nice blue triangle, which could in fact be in real time the fire in ready, aim, fire, showing you a moment where there's more people who want to buy it versus more people who want to sell it. You notice I said who want to buy it and who want to sell it. Not more people who bought it than sold it. No, no, no. They already played. They already shook hands. They're now on the sidelines. But if they want to buy it and they haven't, that means they're future buyers potentially. And it's the future buyers and sellers we're actually trying to predict, which is then going to give us the probability of where price is going. So if you're going to predict who's going to win the game, you're not predicting the score, even though you kind of are. What are you trying to predict that's going to get you to that final score, right? Could be an injury on a team. If you're betting on sports, right? You're trying to predict where these points are going to come from or not come from. You're going to moving a price is actually easier to simplify than betting on sports because you're predicting where price is going to be and what moves price. More buyers and sellers move it up, more sellers and buyers move it down, but future buyers and sellers. When you start looking at it that way, it becomes easier to read the real time. So now look, it comes down in here, it keeps dragging on this red PWAP, and then bam, this gives us a little bit more of better timing. So we're not holding on to this damn thing for 20 minutes, taking heat, not taking heat. You you want to be able to put yourself in a position to get a head start on that particular trade sooner rather than later. If you're always taking heat on your trades, you're not going to last. You're not going to last. If you're always getting walloped every time you open a position, you're not going to last. If you always have to take huge risk on your winners, you're not going to last. Not just monetarily, but emotionally, you're not going to last. But you got to qualify it. So if you want to put yourself in a position to catch good areas of support or resistance, you got to first have the best areas of support resistance, but then also qualify those areas. Break down the strategy. Break down the not the strategy. Break down the skill set. Break down the skill set. If you're Trying to be a better baseball player. Well, they break down the game for you and then you're coached. Basketball, football, soccer, whatever the game is, you break it down. If you got to break down going to law, what do they do to become an attorney? They break down law school, breaks it all down, put it back together. Doctor, accountant, whatever. Everything gets broken down, but trading for some reason is just dumped on people. You just get dumped all this like, oh, well, buy it there, sell it there. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Well, what price do I buy it at? Why is it always buying it? Number one. But most people just never break down how to predict where price is going to go better than the other guy.